Welcome back to Sow, Grow and Cook on a cold January day. Look at these eggplant, aubergines and peppers. They're almost ready for transplanting into their next pots. But today we're going to focus on pruning. So let's take a look at these autumn fruiting raspberries, which are really stupidly easy to prune because all you have to do is remember to cut them down to about that height, straight across. They fruit on the new growth. So it really is that simple. Pruning an autumn fruiting raspberry. You just cut it straight down to the ground, leave a little bit of stem showing so that you can remember where they were growing originally. But the new growth will come along in the spring and summer, and then by late summer, early autumn, they'll start fruiting again. Okay, so now we're going to move on to pruning my apple tree here in the garden. We inherited this when we moved to the house. I don't know what variety it is. It's got a small red dessert apple, which is lovely and crunchy and sweet, and it ripens fairly late in the season, sort of end of October, early November. And if you look at the tree, the shape of it and the branches, there's a lot of vertical branches growing up, and there's a lot of crisscrossing branches that need to be thinned out. So we've got a lot of pruning and thinning out to do, which is what we'll be focusing on next. Now, everyone's tree is going to be a little bit different, and this is a medium-sized tree, or probably actually a small tree that's been allowed to grow a bit too tall. Your apple tree might be different, so it's best to do your own research, but we'll give you some pointers that I think are transferable to all pruning. The important thing to remember when pruning an apple tree is not to cut too much of the tree, just do up to 20% of the overall number of branches. You probably want to cut more of the leaf budding branches than the fruit branches, and the way you can tell the difference is by getting up close. If you look at this here, that is a fruit bud. See how it sticks out? Here's another one. That's a fruit bud. As opposed to a leaf bud, which is much closer to the branch and flat, and that's just going to produce leaves rather than fruit. Okay. The tall vertical branches mainly have leaf buds and not many fruit buds, so we're going to take some of those out. You want to have the sun and the air be able to penetrate the middle of the tree, and if you've got too much growth in the middle, that's going to prevent that from happening. The other thing you want to remember is you want to cut branches that are crisscrossing. Here's one that's crisscrossing, rubbing against other branches. Weak looking branches and anything that's got any sign of canker or disease. Fortunately, this one doesn't have much of that, but I'll see if I can find. I think this branch is crossing down and tending to rub, so we'll cut that one off close to the main base of the tree. But mainly we're going to thin out these tall, straight branches, or some of them. And in order to do that, we're going to use a long-handled lopper, which Bob has got here. And we've got another gadget here, a tree lopper that kind of extends so you can get up to some really tall branches. Apart from that, have a ladder if you've got one, and make sure you've got somebody holding it steadily for you so that you don't have any accidents. Right, so we're going to start off with this small branch that's kind of weak and tending to rub up against another main branch. So we're going to cut that off right at the base of the main center of the tree. So go ahead, Bob.
Got a branch sticking up your nose.
Okay. And which is the other one you had noticed that was getting... Oh yeah, this one here. Is it this one here?
Yep.
Now, do we have to do all of that one, or could we cut just the top?
Take the whole thing out because it's growing across other branches.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Try and get these branches quite close to the... Alright, Bob's now just cutting one of the tall vertical growths, if he can.
Can't get in at it.
Might have to get the saw out for that. So we're almost done pruning this tree. There's still a little bit to go, and we're never going to do a perfect job because we're not experts, but we are learning, and as we've done it once before, we have got a good crop of fruit, so I guess that's okay. And no sooner did I record that video than we got another frost and a little bit of snow. Look at that morning sunrise. Beautiful, isn't it? Also wanted to give a shout out to Robin, who's a lovely viewer, who sent me some seeds from the USA. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to sowing those and seeing how they grow in my garden this year. I'll keep you updated. And once again, thank you for watching Sow Grow and Cook. Hope to see you again next time. Bye for now.